On this episode of Small Town Gen X.
Writing letters. I still have letters like in boxes.
Oh, I do too. From
and those
school.
Some of those were incriminating.
Yeah.
I
think
like,
some of them are folded up still, like how we used to fold them up.
Oh, yeah.
And
they look kind of like a little football-ish type thing. Yeah.
Tuck it in.
You tuck it in, or you do the ones where it was like the little, what is that?
Flower. Or no, it's not. I don't know.
Kind of look like a flower.
Yeah,
What was that game?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Was it called MASH or something
like
maybe,
that? Something like that.
Yeah, flip the page, or it was like flipping them with your fingers.
Yes. Yeah. I guess that was more that. That wasn't really a letter. But
no,
yeah, I have them
game.
all folded like that. And I'm like, if I unfold this to read it, I'm not going to remember
how
to fold it.
And it's probably so faded that if you... Because I'm sure it was in pencil.
I'm sure. And I probably couldn't even read the handwriting
No,
anyway.
Probably not.
Hello? Oh, do I have a story for you? Oh, do tell. Hello and welcome to the podcast Small Town Gen X. I'm Kate DeCoste.
And I'm Launa Larson.
And we are excited about this. And I think we say that we're excited
about every episode.
I thought that
maybe we are excited about every episode. I think we are.
We should be.
Yeah.
Why would we do this if we're not
excited?
I know. And to catch up prior.
Yes.
We see each other more that we started doing this podcast than we have
in the last
10 years.
Yeah, probably. 20 years.
20 years. Yeah, I know.
Oh, boy.
I feel like the texting, and we would have been on the phone.
Yeah.
If there was
no
still
texting.
no texting, we still would have communicated.
Right.
Just
texting sometimes is just faster.
It's just faster. Especially when it's like a question you want to ask somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a whole conversation.
Right. Though we can start then having like a full on. It's like we probably should just pick up the
phone and call.
Yeah.
Or we have it already picked up. We just should,
we should hit dial or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Press the green
Press
phone.
the green phone with your contact.
Yes.
Information.
Right.
Because sometimes, I'll go to talk and text, and it's a whole huge screen full. I have to scroll. I'm like, oops.
Yes.
I probably shouldn't have sent that much. But
I know. Or like if you do that, and then I'll be like, oh crap, I gotta like reread that before I hit send.
Yes.
And then if I don't, like, I'm like, whatever. I'm talking to text.
I know.
Like, I'll just say, like, if you can't understand it, sorry.
Or that, or you scroll up to read it, and then you text again, and it screws you all up. I'm like,
yes. I do like the edit feature of text of like now that you can do that on iPhones.
Yeah.
Except I'm always like, well, is she already read this? So then I just type the right word.
Yeah.
Like if I put whatever different word and I'm like, that's not the word.
That's not the word I wanted to use.
Yeah. So then I'll just add that word.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people do. I do try to do the edit, but I'm like, did she already read it?
Right.
And now I'm editing it for nobody.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Because she's probably not going to go back and read it again.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't print out my text.
No.
And put it in a scrapbook.
No, I don't.
Do you remember when we would
If it's
write
incriminating,
letters?
though, I might take a screenshot and save it.
See, that's the stuff you're supposed to delete.
Yeah,
right away.
I know.
Like, no evidence.
Right.
Of writing letters. I still have letters like in boxes.
Oh, I do too. From
and those
school.
Some of those were incriminating.
Yeah.
I
think some of them are folded up still, like how we used to fold them up.
Oh, yeah.
And
they look kind of like a little football-ish type thing. Yeah.
Tuck it in.
You tuck it in, or you do ones where it was like the little, what is that? The
flower. Or no, it's not. I don't know.
Kind of look like a flower.
Yeah,
what was that game?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Was it called MASH or something like
maybe
that?
Something like that.
Where you flip the page, or it was like flipping them with your fingers.
Yes. Yeah. I guess that was more that. That wasn't really a letter. But
no,
I
it was
have
just
them
a game.
all folded like that. And I'm like, if I unfold this to read it, I'm not going to remember
how to fold it. And it's probably so faded that if you, because I'm sure it was in pencil.
I'm sure. And I probably couldn't even read the handwriting.
No,
anyway.
probably not.
Is it really going to be?
Yeah. Anything
I mean,
funny?
it might be juicy.
It might have been funny.
It could be.
Yeah.
It might be
or
funny
juicy.
too. Maybe I should look at those and maybe one day we'll have readings.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't that be hilarious?
And what if we had some of our friends who wrote them have them on?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious. Because we would have like Anne and Jenny.
Yeah.
Anne and Jenny. I thought you, me. I feel like we would definitely have some.
Oh, yes. There would be some funny ones.
Yeah.
We also had videos. Remember those videos?
Yes. It's some good videos.
Yeah.
That's what we should watch.
I don't think so.
I was like, we could watch those and react to them.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe not all of those, but some of those should just stay in the archives.
They should.
Stay in my dad's basement.
Down in the basement. I was going to say somebody's basement. They need to stay, whoever has a lot of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe we should though do the whole like
watching our home video or the letters.
The letters.
Yes, the letters.
Yeah, I think I might have
I
to
wonder
dig
if there's
those
any
out.
middle school letters.
I feel like that's probably when I was really writing them. Were we writing them in high school?
Yeah. I remember being in science class and writing
letters.
Yep.
I was telling Tim, and he was like, well, I think that's a Gen X story. And it's a little like, I mean, it shows kind of naughty I was, but there was a 4th grade.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about how, like out of school suspensions and in school suspension type things. And I was like, well, I did get an in school.
You did?
In 4th grade.
Oh.
In fucking 4th grade.
Yeah. 4th grade. I didn't know they did that.
Right here. I don't know if anyone else ever did, but do you remember Miss Reaney?
Yes.
Or Mrs. Reaney?
Yeah.
She had like a little room off to her office.
Okay.
So it was like connected. It was just this teeny little room. There were 2 desks in there.
Okay.
And they faced the walls. Like, so if you were in, like if you and I were in there together, we wouldn't be facing each other like we are now.
It would be against the,
to each other. And my other cousin, Jennifer and I, we got in trouble. And it was about letters. And there was a person, will not name names. Hopefully Jennifer
was it
will
me?
Be okay. No, it wasn't you.
All right.
But her and I had been writing like letters to each other. Probably, I don't know if we were in.
Were we in 4th grade together?
Did you have Mrs. Christensen?
No. Okay.
So we were in Mrs. Christensen's class. And the only reason I know that this is what class we were in, because we happened to be naughty and writing notes about our teacher.
Oh.
And they weren't very nice.
Oh.
We were like making fun of her, which is not nice.
No, it's not.
But then we were not good little criminals. And we put those letters in our desks.
Okay.
Supposedly, after school, those letters magically fell out of our desks.
Oh, both of your desks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just by magic. And this person that was in our class, her mom was like, would have been, I don't think they called them paras back then, but she was like a para.
Okay.
In the other 4th grade class. Okay. And so probably your class.
Right, yeah.
And the person in our class found these letters on the floor of our desk.
Okay.
And showed her mom.
Oh.
Yeah. So then they were showed to the teacher.
The teacher?
And then the teacher gave those, I think, to the principal.
Probably.
I'm guessing.
I'm guessing, too, if you got in trouble.
Yeah. And then so we got an in-school suspension.
Oh.
We even had to eat lunch in there for the whole day. We had to be in there for one day.
Well, that's not bad.
It wasn't bad. But I think I don't really remember how I felt, but I can tell you I probably felt terrible for that teacher to know that
You said that?
Yeah, as a 4th grader. And
what kind of grades did you end up getting? Probably a big old F.
Probably no. I didn't, but
what were those? Satisfactory, unsatisfactory. Remember those grades?
Oh,
Was that just
yeah.
kindergarten and first grade, maybe?
I think
don't
so.
know.
I think you
Okay.
did get like grades.
Did we? I
starting
don't
in-
remember.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think I was fine grade wise. I didn't get held back or
Yeah.
anything, but
I bet
yeah.
she was mad at you, though.
Oh, I bet she probably felt like it. I mean, what I think about
I wonder
if
what
I
you
was
said. You have to tell me
and
later.
I honestly,
you don't
I honestly
remember?
don't really
Okay.
remember. I think we were like talking about. I feel like one thing I remember was like, and maybe it was around Christmas because I remember talking about her
earrings.
Yeah, how she was wearing,
Yeah.
God rest her soul.
Yeah.
Teachers. I don't know how
No.
they do it.
I was gonna say if
'Cause
they
kids are
were
asses.
if somebody didn't find that on the floor, like I would be the teacher that would go through your desk to find that stuff. Is that can you do that? Probably not.
Probably not, but you could say like this
Yeah,
kid said,
this-
well, they were on the floor.
Yeah.
I think that this kid saw that we were writing letters
Oh.
and she wanted to see what we were writing. And
Oh.
then she was probably pissed that we were like,
Making fun of the teacher?
I don't
or
know.
what?
fuck that.
Oh.
No, not this person.
Oh.
She probably was pissed that we weren't including her.
Oh, she wanted to make fun too.
Yeah.
At least you didn't have to go to school on the weekend to make that up.
No, I did not.
You did not.
Did not. That was a
Right.
really good segue.
Thank you.
Does anybody else know what she's segueing to? Next time we'll have to talk about the scratch incident.
Yes, the scratching.
Because I kind of remember that, but not.
I remember doing it like that. We would do it on the playground.
Yeah.
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 I don't know why.
I don't either.
What's so wrong with us?
I don't know. Because if we found out some kid was doing that now, we'd be like, what the hell's wrong with that
What's
kid?
wrong with that kid? Jesus. They need to go to counseling. I think our whole class need to go to counseling.
Yeah. There's quite a few stories that I'll
Yes.
tell Tim, and he's like,
That are like, oh my God.
yeah, that we did when we were kids.
Me and Chuck were just talking about 5th grade the other night about our sex ed or our where we had to go into different rooms. They had to do that too.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And I don't know why we were talking about that, but
Maybe because the episode
oh, maybe.
you were listening to it, maybe.
I think so. Oh my gosh. I bet you that's what it was. See, short-term memory.
Yeah.
Yep. I bet that's what
I
it
bet
was.
that's what it was. So then he probably
Yep,
maybe
and
you
then
asked him if he
maybe I said, "What did you have to do that in free?
Right,
like we
right.
did, and get separated."
right. I wonder if Tim had to, because I don't remember, because he moved around so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was in Louisiana or
Yeah.
like he would have been in a whole different state if he would have
Right.
learned about the birds and the
Yeah,
bays.
probably, but I
I'm
don't
sure.
know what grade.
Right.
What was it? We were in 5th, right?
I believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah. So I feel like that's when you got like some girls were wearing training bras.
Oh
and
yeah, I think I was wearing one in 3rd grade.
I remember like, I just wanted one. And now I'm like,
And I'm like,
I
oh,
hate
they're
bras.
yeah,
And that it's kind of that whole thing of like when you're little, you want
yes,
to be
right. You want to
older.
shave your legs.
You wanna
and
sh-
all
and now
that.
it's
Yeah,
like,
now I'm like, I don't want to do that.
No. When half the time I'm like,
Maybe
sorry,
kids don't want to do that anymore. They know better.
Maybe I would hope. Because
Yeah.
yeah, I remember wanting to shave my legs. I feel like I kind of wanted my period too.
Oh
Because no.
no.
I think it's because everyone was getting it and I wasn't. And
Well,
I was-
yeah.
Not that I now I'm like, isn't it done yet? Shouldn't I? I'm old.
Aren't
Like,
you?
shouldn't
I'm
it be
old.
over? Like when it comes, like I'm like, damn it.
You might not until 55,
Oh
60. Could you imagine?
no. I'm gonna do something about that if it's that, because I feel like I'm going through like that perimenopause or peripause, whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a new word. When did they come
I
up
don't
with that?
know.
All of a sudden.
Yeah. I'm like, what is that? You
Yeah.
know, and then it's like,
The one thing they've been talking about that's a symptom, and I'm like, well, I have that, but
Yeah.
is having frickin' chin hairs.
oh,
Do you not get those?
every once in a while.
Like every other day, I'm like,
Oh, you're feeling for
oh
'em?
yeah, I'm constantly
Oh.
doing this, and then I have to.
Get a tweezer.
I gotta get a tweezer, and I have to get a flashlight. To make sure
you're getting in the right spot
and not just like trying
to, like, what are you looking? A mirror?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my brother was like, "Why don't you just like go somewhere and get it waxed?" And I was like, "Well, then you have to like wait for them to kind of get even longer." I was like, "I don't want them to get
any longer.
If I can feel them, that's long enough."
Right. Or if they're like pokey, like stubbly, you know.
And mine are like the ones I get like 3 or 4 of them, and they're super thick. Yeah. Like I get, it's not like Well, I guess it's good. Then I can feel them.
You can feel them. Right. They're not like hanging. Because it's almost like if they're black, they're pokey. And then I'll feel around and then I'll have like a long one or something. And it's a white one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I get one all the way
on your
down.
chest.
Yes,
so do I.
Not like on my boob, but like
on your chest.
Here, on my chest. Yes. So I just go like this a lot. Like if I'm wearing a shirt, like how I have right now, I just literally just go like this, and then I feel it.
I wonder if it's
hereditary. Yeah, maybe.
I think it's on my right side too. Is it on your right side?
Yeah,
yeah. I think that's where mine is.
And
too.
It's always white.
Yes.
Yes.
And it always is long. It's like it grows overnight.
Yes. Like all of a sudden, like now, I don't feel nothing. But tomorrow, I'll be like, it's a freaking 40 feet.
Yes. Oh my God. It must be.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Maybe. But my mom never had them.
Really?
She never had chin hairs. I said that to my brother the other day because we were at my dad's house and he came upstairs while I was in the bathroom. I had the door
tweezing
open, and I was all like tweet with my flashlight, and he brought Gizmo up. Yeah. He was like, she's right there. Like as he was all crying downstairs. And I was like, I'm tweezing my chin hairs. And I was like, how come mom never had those? My grandma did.
Did she?
Oh yeah. Kirk. She'd call him up.
Oh, she had to come pluck him?
Yes.
Oh.
Because she could never see him. Oh. So what a good grandson.
Right.
She never called me. She always called him. Oh. He would program the VCR for her.
Yeah, he did everything.
He did all those things. He did her
plucked
chin
her
hairs.
hair.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, don't be calling me to
pluck your hairs. Oh my gosh, you should call him tonight.
What are you doing tomorrow?
What are you doing tomorrow?
I need you to pluck some
chin hairs.
I can't see them.
Gross.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
So, well, we've talked a lot before we were going to talk about what we were talking about.
Right.
A lot of different stories and chin hairs. But you had that really good segue.
Yeah.
And then I was still interested in that scratching thing. But your segue was really good. Should you do it again?
Should I? Okay.
We'll get into it.
All right. Did you ever have to go to school on the weekends?
I did not. Not for detention. Not for being naughty. But they did have to do that.
Yeah, they did.
In the Breakfast Club.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. And it turned 40 this year.
Yes, it did. 40.
March 24th. So it just happened.
Yep.
40.
I
didn't realize that I was that young when it came out.
I was only 6 when it came out.
Yeah.
And I love that movie.
Yes. I do too.
Yeah.
And this is not about the movie, but I have to tell you this. Because it's about one of the people that's in it.
Okay.
Judd.
Yes.
I watched while I was editing yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I usually am watching like Catfish or something like that I can have in the background and I can listen to it. And sometimes I'll look to see what's, like who's talking. Who is this?
What do they look like?
Yesterday, I kind of like flipped around and there was a Lifetime movie on and I like
with him.
It was with him.
Oh.
And it was called
an older one or a recent?
It was kind of recent, probably a couple years old, maybe. It was called The Girl in the Basement or something like that. He played, if this was a true story, they said it in the United States, but it actually happened in like Austria. I had to read about it afterwards. He played a dad that locked his 18-year-old daughter in the basement of their home, or like cellar. They were saying cellar. And for 24 years.
24 years?
And then would go down there and like sexually abused her. She had 6 or 7 kids while she was down there.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. In the movie, she only had, I think, 3.
Yeah.
And then she had the last one. She asked him, like, can you take him upstairs, like, to be out. Yeah. Like, so his wife is up. His wife is up there. Oh my! And her other sister. They had no idea. They never went down in the cellar.
Well, what did they think? Where'd she go?
They thought she ran away.
Oh.
Yeah. He made it like she ran away. She doesn't want to be with our family. But how come the mom never went in the basement?
Right.
And 24 years. And so when he brought the baby up, he made it like, she was like left. The baby was like left on the porch or whatever. And there was like a note from the daughter saying like, this is my child.
So it was from the daughter. Okay.
Yeah. Like they knew it was her child and she couldn't take care of him or them. And, because in real life, she had like 6 or 7 kids and like 3 of them were upstairs and then the others
were with her?
Yes.
Well, how did they choose which ones went up and which ones stayed down?
I think the ones that were probably just born
went up
because they couldn't say like, well, we've been downstairs, So then at 24 years, the one of the kids that was downstairs was like really sick and like I think like passed out or like was unconscious.
Right.
So she like what do you call it? Like convinced him to take her to the hospital.
Okay.
And she went with, and she was able to tell a nurse what was happening, what was wrong and stuff. So then they were able to find the other kids.
Well, I got a question. Why didn't that girl ever go upstairs?
She was locked in there.
But okay. But she couldn't. Could she go to the door, or she was locked in a room? Okay.
I still don't understand why the mother never went downstairs and like was like, why are you going downstairs all the time?
All the time, yeah.
In the movie, he said something, or she alluded to something like, your dad says that there's like mice down there.
Oh,
so I don't want to go
down
there
either.
But I would have been like, why don't you fix that?
Right.
Because I don't want those mice coming upstairs.
Well, no.
Because they could crawl. But he was in it, so he was not. Because I'm like, they're going to want to eat your food and stuff. They don't want to be down there.
No, they don't want to be in the basement.
Yeah. But the rats was her child and her grandchildren. Yeah. Her grandchildren that would be her husband's children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, like
how would it be? Step kid. Step kid grandma.
Yeah. It was crazy. And I was like, well, I don't really like you in this movie.
No.
He was not nice in this. But it was nice to see him like, I said, it was only a few years. I hadn't really seen him around.
Right.
Because I feel like his character in The Breakfast Club is like the best.
Oh, it is.
I mean.
It is.
Bender.
Yeah.
John Bender.
I got you for 2 months. Or does he have him longer than 2 months?
I think it was 2 months.
I think so too.
Yeah. You said a thing, I'm getting a scholarship.
I did. That's my favorite part.
And he's in the gym.
When he's in the gym shooting with one shoe because he lost his shoe. What did he do?
I forget what he did where he lost his shoe. I know that he was at one point, you see his shoes a lot because there's one point where he lights a cigarette on his shoe.
Yes.
Or not a cigarette, a match on his shoe.
Yes.
But I can't remember what happened. Did his shoe fall off when he fell through
the ceiling?
Maybe. But why didn't he put it on?
Right. Unless it stayed up in the ceiling and he fell. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Which character would you say you were?
That I was?
Yes.
Oh, God. That's a good question.
I don't know who I would be.
I feel like I wouldn't be just one. I probably would be a
mixture.
Mix.
Right.
I mean,
I might have to be Claire.
I would probably have been a little bit of Claire. And then,
well, Bender, obviously. Jeez.
Because I was always in detention. That's true. A little Claire and a little Bender. Maybe. Because it wasn't sporty. So yeah, I wouldn't have been Andrew. No, because I wasn't sporty. But he was naughty. I mean, well, they were all naughty. They all did naughty.
In trouble.
And I could see, what he did. The whole, I could see myself doing something really stupid like that when we were in school, because people would have been like, oh, like, you won't do that.
Right.
Or other people would have been scared to do it. And I would have been like, watch me.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Because that's who I was.
Yeah.
Sometimes still am. But
I would have been the one. Do it.
Yeah. You would have been. And I would have been like, okay, here I go. So do you think you would have just been Claire? Like, is there anybody else?
Maybe a little Andrew, a little.
Yeah.
Definitely not Allison. I don't feel I was like that at all.
Well,
maybe
moody. But I don't think
not
her
dark.
and she didn't have a good relationship with her parents.
Right.
Like, I was good there.
Yeah.
Not that I was like, golden, but
Brian, no, I'm not smart.
No,
so
I'm not smart.
Definitely.
Either. I mean, I was a dork, but
not smart.
Not smart. I mean, he didn't. He brought a flare gun. I could see myself doing something like that too.
I wouldn't even know where I would find a flare gun.
Well, I wouldn't have either. But if there was one to be found, I probably would have found it. I wouldn't have brought it to school because I was upset about my grades.
No.
I would have just brought it because someone would have been like,
you got a flare gun? Let's shoot that off later.
Yeah.
We'll meet in the parking lot after school.
Yes. So I kind of feel like Vernon, the principal, was kind of like the principal. I feel like he could have been a little
or
bitch.
I would have liked a little bit of Carl. I was snooping. Remember how he says he knows?
Yes, he knew everything
that happened in that. He's the eyes and ears
of that school.
He
was. I think he would have been the best character. Just person,
right.
Because then you would
know everything.
Because he is watching and listening and then going through
trash. Yep.
He could have, because like I said, back then, 80s,
right?
People were writing notes and
we know it's not Brian's dad.
No. Is that your dad? Your dad worked here?
Your dad worked here?
Oh my gosh. That's the best. I think my favorite, there's so many parts of that movie that I'm like, that's my favorite part. But I think it's like the lunch.
Oh, when they're eating.
And she's having the sushi. And my thing with that is I'm like, where did they keep their lunch?
Right.
Was it in the fridge?
I don't know.
Because
you'd have to keep sushi in the fridge.
Yes. And I'm like, I hope that was in the fridge, because you never saw them so maybe they brought their lunches, because remember they go and get their drinks.
That's right.
Two of them get to go get Allison and drinks. Andrew go to get the sodas from the soda machine.
So maybe they did have a refrigerator somewhere.
Maybe like in the office, like one of the, because they were like in the library, right? Maybe one of those places,
right?
But you just never saw it. He just said lunch.
Yeah.
Isn't that what he says?
I think so.
So he's like, wake up.
Yeah. They were sleeping. Yeah. Or who has to go to the bathroom?
Oh, that's what it was. Yes.
They got their heads down.
Yeah, that's right. Like at first he's like, wake up.
Yeah.
And they're not moving.
They don't move.
Who's got to go to the bathroom? Yeah, and that's when I think maybe Andrew and Allison have a little moment when they go get the sodas. And they all bring such different items. For lunch.
Yeah, Andrew brings that big bag.
Like a
groceries bag. Yes.
A paper sack.
Yep.
Yes.
And he's got all that food.
He has 4 sandwiches and a carton of, a large carton of milk for a full family. Yes.
What is Allison? She brings a bologna sandwich, isn't it? And
she throws it.
Yes.
And it goes on
and it goes on the statue.
Yes.
And then she puts like that pixie
sticks
sugar
stuff in
on
there.
it.
And also like Captain Crunch.
Yes, that's right.
Because she's all like when she's eating it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
I don't remember what Brian
had.
Did he have a thermos? I don't know.
I think he did.
Because
John said Bender is like, is that soup? Or
is
like,
that, I think so, yeah.
Did your mom make that?
Yeah, yep.
Because I think does he take his lunch? Because Bender doesn't have
have a lunch. I don't know if he takes his lunch.
If he takes his lunch or not.
I can't remember.
It's like, you see a movie so many times.
And
then
it's
you
know it by heart.
Yeah.
But then now
little things like this,
right, you're like, did he take it?
Did he take it? Because I feel like he's all like, what's for lunch?
Yeah.
Is it
I think he does go sit by him. And
he does.
Yeah, okay.
He does so I feel like he probably takes it. Next time on Small Town Gen X. It's kind of like a buffet.
Right,
like you can't pack up your
you
buffet
could if
lunch.
you take your baggies with you.
Well,
you throw them in your baggies.
You could.
I've known people to do that.
Really?
Yes.
I've never done that, and I don't think I know anyone.
Oh.
Or maybe I know this person that you're talking about, but
maybe not baggies, but like a napkin.
Really?
Yes.
So obviously something not saucy. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If you are loving what you are hearing, please show us that love by writing a review on any platform that you listen to us.